I've recently been contacted by a collector who wants 3 huge new pieces. I've never painted commissions quite like these before, so it's definitely going to be a challenge. I've even bought some new paints, especially for these paintings. I've never actually used these paints before, so I'm definitely gonna have to try them out first. Which means I get to show you my entire process for planning a painting. The brief for this one was pretty simple, which is always good. The client wanted 3 Jaguars that all show like a weathered and worn out look from a life lived in a harsh jungle environment. But he wants these pictures to match the walls, the floor, and just the general furnishings of the room that they're gonna be displayed in. I've asked for dimensions of the space and some photos including the wall and the floor colours, and now I've got those, I can get started on painting. I plan my paintings using my iPad Pro on Procreate. If I need to create an animal from scratch, I'll use my specially designed fur brush set, which I'll leave a link to in the description. However, for the first piece from this set, I had the perfect photo in mind from wildlifereferencephotos.com. Make sure that you've paid for or have permission to use the photos you use as references for your artwork. This piece needs lots of browns, yellows, and a few blue-greys. I don't really want too much green in the painting. Even though it's a jungle, it needs to tie into the room as much as possible. I want a little bit of a glow around the Jaguar to bring it forwards and separate it from the background. And then that's pretty much it. Normally, once I've made my mock-up, I would jump straight into the painting process, but this time it's going to be a little bit different. I've seen quite a few artists using these paints in their work, so I thought I'd give them a go. I've got a couple of different colours specific to these Jaguar paintings, and some transparent ones too, which I'm hoping I'll be able to use for some really cool effects. Because I've never used these before, I'm gonna want to try them out on something a little bit smaller than my big canvas. And to do that, I'm gonna need something to paint on. So, I know I said I'm not going to use much green, but I am going to try out this special green just for a little wash, because I do want a little bit showing through, just a touch, just in places. Oh, that is a lovely colour, really bright yellowy green colour. These are very liquidy paints. Oh, but there is a lovely glow to them. They are so saturated and so bright. Whew. The transparent paints are brilliant, and they will be brilliant for glazing. And this red iron oxide is going to be a great colour for glazing things like tiger stripes. Not the stripes, you know what I mean. I've never painted a jungle scene like this before, but the background which I'm starting with is where I really get to have a little bit of fun with the paint. I'm just throwing stuff around, splashing it about, and just seeing if I can create something that just slightly resembles a jungle scene. It doesn't have to be perfect. The Jaguar itself is going to be more realistic. The background is just there to have a bit of fun, express myself, and just get stuck into that painting process. Now I've let that dry for a bit, I'm going to come back in and I'm just going to do some glazing and try and just adjust some of the colours slightly. I want everything looking a little bit more grey, a little bit of grey and a little bit of blue over here, almost like a fog. So I'm just taking some black and some white over what I've put down, just knocking everything back a little bit. Get a little bit more opaque paint on there. Almost like bokeh, but a bit rougher than bokeh, a bit looser. Abstract marks. So the Jaguar is going to be blue, so I want a bit of blue in there. Little bits of green in there, not too much, but I want some in there. Okay, some blues and some greens. Just like foliage, just not too much, just a little bit here and there. And then back to the fun stuff. Now I've got the background done, it's time to add the Jaguar. I'm at a point now where I don't really know what to do with the picture. I can either continue with acrylics, but because of the surface, because it's so smooth, it's taken a while to build up the layers of like opaque acrylics that I actually want. So I don't know whether to just switch over to oils and be able to basically do that in one single layer. Now I've got this base acrylic wash down. I think I'm going to start off with the acrylics and see what happens and then go from there. Because it's a study, I've decided against using oils. I want something that's quick. I can put loads of layers on top of each other really fast, so I decided to stick with the acrylics. I wanted something that as soon as I put the paintbrushes down, it's pretty much dry and finished, and I can call it a finished piece. But before that, there's still quite a bit of detail still to go. And then one final quick little tip before this piece is complete. Whenever you've got any animal with spots or stripes, adding a hint of blue on those spots really just gives the whole piece form and makes it come to life. Then we really wouldn't have a completed picture without a few whiskers to finish it off. All that's left now is the reveal. This was just a colour study, planning and testing those paints out. So make sure to like and subscribe to the channel so that you can see the results of the actual painting in my next video. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.